I'm changing this around because it's all wonky. I don't know if that's going to work right. Well, yeah, we'll see. We'll see. This might work. If you're checking this out, thanks for tuning in. I was going to make a video, and I thought, you know what? I'm just going to go ahead and I'll just make this live because I just want your feedback anyway. So might as well do it just like this. All right. So for a long time, I've been planning a bunch of new projects and products for this YouTube channel. The thing I've been doing for years off and on is just I say, hey, I'm Dr. Jacob Larson. This is a video where I tell you how to read, write, and cite for your college classes. And so I made a bunch of videos. I do it with my college classes, and I just post them live. And I just post it live, and and then I respond to people in the comments. And I've been coming up with a bunch of ideas for what I can do next, what the next version of all this is going to be. And I've been listening to a bunch of YouTube videos with people talking about it, trying to give good ideas about what what someone should do when they're trying to run a YouTube channel. And they just gave really good advice, which was, why don't you just ask your audience? So this is what I'm doing. I just want to ask you and kind of tell you what my plan is, what I'm working on, and if you want to give me some feedback, give me some feedback. So, so here it is. I said the name of the video is like books, courses, videos. What do you want me to make? And some feedback, give me some feedback. Yeah, this was working. So, okay. So it's like, so what do you want me to make? Is the idea. So let me kind of explain what my plan is. Well, right now I'm writing a book. I'm planning several courses, and I'm gonna be sharing all this through this YouTube channel. I'm gonna be making a website. I've been doing a bunch of other things in the background, and I thought, you know what, I should just make a video and tell people what's going on. Just tell people what's going on. So, if this sounds like something you're interested in, what I'm talking about, let me know. And then I know it's a good idea. If you have recommendations or advice, then let me know. Then I know that it'd be a good idea to do what I'm planning. So, I can tell you right now, I'm working on a book. The book is called Red Ink, and the idea is that it answers common questions. I give short answers to common questions about English. So, but I want it to be accessible. I want it to be easy to watch. I want it to be easy, not to watch. I want it to be easy to pick up and just use. It doesn't have to be, I don't want it to feel like a textbook. This book that I want to write, I don't want it to feel like a textbook. I want it to feel more like, this is just something easy you can pick up off a shelf. You can get to the answers that you want, and it's easy to use. I want it to be easy. I want it to be friendly. As I started to plan it out, I realized that the content of the book has been done before, and that's not a surprise. But about 100 years ago, there was someone by the name of William Strunk Jr. wrote a book called The Elements of Style. And he was a college professor, and he just like, these are my pet peeves for what students do wrong in papers. And that's not exactly my plan. It's not about my pet peeves. It's about what are the comments I would make on a student paper. What would I write on it? The most common things that come up, I want to make a book that includes that. And it'd be easy for students to just pick up and look at the book and just get some quick advice. make it easy and accessible, like just make it very visual with drawings and things, with examples. I don't want it to feel like a textbook. I want it to feel like, it's just an easy, affordable guide I can pick up, I can look at it. And the idea that it's called red ink, the kinds of comments, a professor like me would make on a paper. So here's the current plan. The current plan is I write it this summer. I'm going to test it out with my online college students this summer. Fix it up with any input and advice that my audience has, and then to make it live. The plan right now is to self-publish it probably in September. That's the plan. It would be in a time that's convenient for students for the fall semester to show up and to make it an affordable and accessible book. It's gonna. I don't want it to be expensive. I don't know if I've shared this on the channel before. I don't think I have a copy of it right here. But a little while ago, I wrote a textbook called Read, Write, and Cite. And I thought this would be great. I wanted to make a very accessible book for students to use, and I wanted to be able to use it in my classroom. For logistic reasons, I wasn't able to do that, but I had a really bad experience with my publisher. They really just wanted me to create a product that they could sell, but they wanted me to do all the work. They wanted me to market it. They weren't even willing to figure out how to market it themselves. And so that was really confusing for me. Why you'd be a publisher and you wouldn't be interested in figuring out how to market the book. They wanted me to do all the work. And that was really confusing because I'm a do-it-yourself kind of person. And I basically gave them everything, and they were able to essentially, get a book for that I was able to make for them. And there was very little input that they did at all. And so I was like very disappointed. I was planning on doing a self-published book back then anyway, but I was like, whatever. I'll just do a different kind of product now. So this isn't a remake of what I did before. This isn't a textbook. This is just an easy reference for students to pick up, look at it, be really affordable, be like, this is great, I can use this. So I'm interested in making a book. If I made a book that just had short answers to common questions, what would you be interested in? I say if. I plan on making this, but if you have any feedback, I would love to hear it. Because me making this in a vacuum doesn't make a whole lot of sense. And so I want to do better than that. I want to do better than that. I want to make something that's useful and helpful for you or anyone else who might come across this channel. All right, so that's kind of the book that I have in mind. I have others figured out that I want to do, but that's the one I want to work on this year. It's called Red Ink, Short Answers to Common Writing Questions. All right, next up. I've been planning about 8, 9, 10 different video series I want to do on this channel. And they focus with the kinds of things I've made videos on before, but I want to do videos that are interesting to you, that answer your needs and your questions. And so, if you pay attention to the thumbnails, some of them have been kind of changing. And it's me kind of introducing some of these videos that I've been working on. I want to do a series on AI. That's a really big thing in college writing right now. I want to call that series Copilot. And then Microsoft went and renamed their product Copilot, so that's really on brand. I want to make a series about, how do you actually use AI when it comes to a college writing paper? Like, what's okay, what's not okay, what's a good process, what's a good practice, and talk about some of the good things and the bad things, but just be really practical about it. I want to make a series about that. Another series I want to do is I just want to kind of cover some of the basics. And I want to do a video series that lines up with that book that I want to make called Red Ink. That is just really short, to the point, just answers questions. questions that students might have when they want to, fix up a paper. They're writing something. How do I do that thing? I just want quick answers to common writing questions. So I've come up with a bunch of different ideas for these sorts of series. And one of the reasons why I want to do it as a series is so that you can look at all of them together. It's almost like an online course. You go to the playlist, and they're all just a series of things that are really similar that you can just tap into. And I'd like to check that out, to try that. And I've got a big plan for it. But what sounds good to you? What sort of videos would you like me to make? Lately, I've posted a couple videos. That are literature based because I'm teaching a literature class right now. I've done a little bit of that in the past. Most of my videos have been really focusing on writing, on the composition sort of stuff for a college writing class. But what sounds good to you? Like, I have a video that's going to post on Tuesday. It's me just reading a poem. It's something I would do for my in-person college students anyway. And so it's Mont Blanc. Excuse me. It's Mont Blanc by Percy Shelley, and I just recorded it. So if you just wanted someone reading a poem for you by looking at pictures of a mountain that's being described in the poem, I made that. But I want to do a better job of just asking for feedback. What sort of, what do you want me to make? What sort of videos would help you in your journey? I've also thought about doing a series of live streams like this that I just call Office Hours. And it's me getting on and being ready to answer any questions that you have related to, writing papers. But also, I'd have something in mind, like video like this. Maybe I'd do it from my office. I don't know how am I now? But, the idea is just make myself available to answer questions. And so that's something I've thought about doing as well. If that's a series that you'd be interested in, please let me know. I know that many of you watch these videos from all over the world, predominantly from English-speaking countries, but not just English-speaking countries. And so I have no idea what time of day to do a live stream. Like doing this right now doesn't make a whole lot of sense for America. I'm in the Mountain Time Zone. I live in Arizona. It's 9:50 at night, which means in the Pacific Coast, it's like 8:50. It's really late. It's a Saturday night. This wouldn't be an ideal time to do a live stream for English, but, I'd be interested in whatever feedback you have. If I was to do more live streams to just answer questions about writing, what's a good time to do that? And so that's a series I've thought about doing. I'll just call it Office Hours. Office Hours. All right. Last but not least, one of my other ideas that I want to do is I want to make polished courses, premium courses. You go to a website, and it's got all the content there. This is something that wouldn't live through YouTube. I would share some of these videos on YouTube, but I would do it to the best of my capability. I probably don't talk about this much on the channel, but I'm a filmmaker. I make movies. I don't just, I don't think there's anything I can show here. But I make feature film. I'm in the middle of making a couple of documentaries right now. I made a narrative feature film. It's on Tubi, Crackle, Plex, Amazon. It's on a number of different places called Ace of Hearts. It's the one silhouette of a man. It's got a black and white cover. That's something you could check out, and you can watch it for free right now. But I want to apply my skills for filmmaking to make better polished videos, courses that they just focus on a skill more than you might get in a short YouTube video, but something focused, a series of videos all put together, curated, just quality instruction. And so I'm thinking of doing that. The first one I was thinking of doing is on AI. I want to make a course called Writing with AI. How do you ethically write a college essay and use AI? That's something that at the college that I teach at, we're talking a lot about. We're trying to figure that out. And I thought that that would be a good course to make for students. But as I'm getting ready to plan that and to film it and to record it, I thought I should ask. If I was to make a course and put it on a website like Thinkific, what sort of course would you be interested in? Right now, I plan on doing one on AI. It would walk through the entire writing process. How do you brainstorm? How do you take notes? How do you outline? I wouldn't show drafting because I don't think that's the ethical side of using AI. But I would talk about how do you revise? How do you edit a paper? And how do you do this in a way that is ethical for a college writing course? And so I plan on making a course like that. But if you have better recommendations or there's something specific about that you'd be interested in, I'd love to hear it. Another one I plan on doing probably later in the year is just a basics course. A course that covers everything from parts of speech to paragraphs. And it just goes in detail, everything you need. The idea being, maybe you've been out of college for a little while. Maybe you've been, you're going back to school and it's been a while and you're just not really confident in your writing ability. This is the boot camp, the get through all the basics really fast course. And I think that could be really beneficial for students to just like, okay, how do I do commas? How do I avoid mistakes in my writing? How do I do all this? I've been thinking that'd be a really good course. So I plan on doing that later this year. But again, if you have better recommendations or something that is more pressing, something that, maybe I should speed up in my timeline and do a little bit earlier, I'd love to hear from you. Any advice or recommendations that you have. So just to recap, some of the things that I'm thinking of doing on this channel that I would share parts or in whole. I'm interested in writing a book called Red Ink that just covers the basics that the average college student needs to know. It's not a textbook. It doesn't have everything. It just has the most important stuff. And I want to make it really visual and really easy to pick up and just like, there's my answer. Now I can go fix my paper. So I was thinking of that. That's probably going to come out in the fall unless, the process goes faster. I'm thinking of doing a bunch of different series on this channel that focus on everything from AI to writing basics to live streams like this. I'm also thinking of doing some courses that would be more premium, something that would charge for it, but it'd be a focused place. It's just all the content, one place, highly produced, the way that I do my documentary films. I'm thinking of a course specifically on AI and just walk you in extreme detail, how do you write using AI in a way that's designed for a college course, but is still ethical. And I'm also thinking of doing a course of just all the basics, everything from parts of speech to paragraphs. Thinking of doing that as a course that would probably come out later this year. I'd put together a website so you can see everything. Maybe put together some blog posts so it's available for everybody. But what I'm really looking for is just feedback. Feedback from you to let me know, what would you be interested in me making? Would you be interested in books? Something really affordable, maybe something you could just get as an ebook. Would you be interested in, focused video series? Would you be interested in, just polished courses? So that's what I'm thinking. Those are kind of the plans I've been working on for a while. I'd love to hear what you think. So I haven't seen any comments come through on this live stream. I've seen several people show up and then disappear without saying anything, but I will be looking at the comments for this video to see what you say and responding to those. And thanks. Thanks for watching. Thanks for checking in. And hopefully we can do something like this a little more often. So I think that's it for tonight. I'll get back to planning and working on things and look forward to your responses. And yeah, that's it. Thank you.